Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute pleasure it is to welcome everybody here to Cleveland, Ohio. Today is the official weigh-in for our huge night of fights taking place on Saturday night at the Rocket Mortgage Arena. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of MATCHROOM Boxing. We're sponsored by Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, Bet Online, and Stagefront. And of course, all the action will go out live around the world exclusively on DAZN. It's a wonderful fight card. We have 8 fights on the card with 4 title fights. And at the top of the bill, it's a homecoming for an exciting super lightweight Montana Love, and he's in a tough fight against the Aussie Stevie Sparks. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage at this time so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 6 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Now making his way to the stage, presentando de Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, El Invicto. He's undefeated, 5-0, 3 knockouts. Please welcome Bradley Olmeida. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is also undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 3 wins, no defeats, 1 draw, and 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Jersey City, New Jersey, please welcome Big Stepper, Khalil Ko. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen. The undefeated Boricua, Bradley Olmeida. 175.5 for Olmeida. 2 undefeated fighters, and now making his way to the stage, Big Step, Khalil Ko. £174 for Big Stepper Khalil Ko. 174.
This is Khalil Ko's 3rd fight here in 2022. He looks as smooth and as sharp as we've seen him as a pro in his last bout at New York's Madison Square Garden on April the 30th, as he improved to 3-0-1 against William Langston. This will be another undefeated opponent here. Olmeida entering at 5-0. Olmeida.
Ko versus Olmeida, 6 rounds light heavyweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Cleveland, Ohio.
I was about to say, Olmeida is actually Ko's tallest opponent to date. There's a 5-inch difference in height, but as you see on the scales, Khalil Ko looking as lean, as fit, and as conditioned as he's been here in 2022. It's about ready to go for our next weigh-in. Back to David on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. Now making his way to the stage, he's undefeated as a professional. 6 fights, 6 victories, 2 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Akron, Ohio, right here in the Buckeye State. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Rodriguez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, 7 victories, 1 defeat. He has 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Gorey, Georgia, please welcome Nicolo Shekiashvili. Now to the scale, David Rodriguez. 155 for David Rodriguez, 155 pounds. And out of the scale, Nicholas Sekiashvili. 153.5, 153 and 1/2 pounds for Nicholas Sekiashvili. Sekiashvili, Rodriguez, 6 rounds, super welterweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, Rodriguez exiting stage right, the 27-year-old Ohio native trying to score a big win, very close to Montana Love and the rest of this group featured on the show, all from Ohio. Sekiashvili trying to end a 15-month layoff with a win. Again, super welterweight scheduled for 6 rounds. Sekiashvili fighting out of South Florida, originally from Georgia. Now to our main feature on Before the Bell. Let's go back down to the stage with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the super featherweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 8 victories against 2 defeats. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Alliance, Ohio, here is the humble beast, Razimian Ford. And his opponent making his way to the stage at this time, 13 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the 6th city right here in Cleveland, Ohio, Raynell Williams. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Razimian Ford, the humble beast. 131 for Razimian Ford, 131 pounds. And his opponent now making his way to the scale. Please welcome Raynell Williams. 130.5, 130 and 1/2 pounds for Raynell Williams. Williams v. Ford, 6-round super featherweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Cleveland, Ohio.
Raynell Williams, the older brother of Montana Love, 33 years of age, part of the 2008 U.S. Summer Olympic team that featured the likes of Deontay Wilder and Demetrius Andrade. He broke a 4.5-year layoff back in September with a victory. He wants to leave no regrets after that long layoff. Let's go down back to David for the start of the main card weigh-ins.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 4 rounds in the super featherweight division. 2 Brazilian fighters going head-to-head. Now making her way to the stage, her professional record, a perfect one. 5 fights, 5 victories, 1 of them coming by way of knockout. She fights out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Please welcome Tayana Cardoso. And her opponent now making her way to the stage for the first time as a professional, as Saturday night she'll be making her much anticipated professional debut. She fights out of Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. She is the amateur world champion and the 2020 Olympic silver medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, Beatriz Ferreira. Ferreira. And out of the scale, Tayana Cardoso. $131 for the undefeated fighter from Sao Paulo, 131 pounds. And out of the scale for the first time as a professional, Beatriz Ferreira. 130.5 pounds for Beatriz Ferreira, 130.5 pounds. Ferreira v. Cardoso, 4-round super featherweights matchroom boxing, live on the zone from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cardoso is unbeaten, making her U.S. debut, but Ferreira, there you see her in the white headband. Eddie Hearn saying that Beatriz Ferreira is one of the most ferocious pound-for-pound fighters he has ever seen come through the amateur system. 29 years of age, captured silver in Tokyo in 2020, ready to make a statement in her pro debut. Again, this will be 6 3-minute rounds to open up the main card on DAZN. Ferreira turning pro, signed with Matchroom over the summer, and she wanted to come out and start her pro career with a bang, so it'll be 3-minute rounds for the Brazilian. Let's get to our next fight, and back to David on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the first of our 4 title fights as we go 10 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Super Featherweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. His professional record, 19 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 15 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of right here, Cleveland, Ohio, please welcome the former WBO Intercontinental Lightweight Champion, the Gunnerman, Thomas Matisse. Matisse. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 15 fights, 15 victories, 12 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando de Coama, Puerto Rico, damas y caballeros, here is the reigning and undefeated NABA USA Featherweight Champion and the defending WBC Continental America's Super Featherweight Champion, Christian Tapia. Tapia. Now to the scale, the Gunnerman, Thomas Matisse. $129.5, 129.5 pounds for Thomas Matisse, Gunnerman. And now the defending title is making his way to the scale, undefeated from Coama, Puerto Rico, Christian Tapia. Also 129.5. Also 129.5 for Tapia.
Christian Tapia, Thomas Matisse. 10 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Super Featherweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing live on the Zone from Cleveland, Ohio.
One of the more anticipated fights on this card tomorrow night in Cleveland. Tapia and Matisse again for the WBC Continental America's Super Featherweight title. Tapia and Matisse, two top 50 ranked 130 pounders. Tapia's gotten the distance in each of his last two fights. Matisse looking for win number 20 as a professional. Back to the stage for Ford Lucas with David Diamante.
The official weigh-in continues in our next contest. We go 10 rounds for the WBA Continental America's Featherweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. His professional record, an excellent one. 25 victories, only one defeat, one draw, with 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Windhoek, Namibia. Please welcome the former WBO African Featherweight Champion. They call him Desert Storm, Sakaria Lucas. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending titleist. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 12 wins, no defeats. He has one draw with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Camden, New Jersey. Saturday night, he makes his third defense of his title. Here is the reigning, the defending, the undefeated WBA Continental America's Featherweight Champion, Raymond Savage Ford. And now to the scale. Desert Storm, Sakaria Lucas. £128, 128 for Sakaria Lucas. And now to the scale, the undefeated Raymond Savage Ford. $126, bang on the featherweight limit for the undefeated Raymond Savage Ford, 126 pounds. Raymond Ford, Sakaria Lucas, 10 rounds for the WBA Continental America's Featherweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing live on the Zone from Cleveland, Ohio.
Ray Savage Ford making his 4th regional title defense with the WBA Continental America's Featherweight Championship, going for his 5th straight win and look to put a cap on a successful 2022 as Ford aims for a title shot in the near future. Currently ranked 8th by the WBA, 14th by the IBF, trying to build off these 2 wins earlier this year. Let's go back down to David for our co-feature weigh-in.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, from Cleveland, Ohio, it's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening. As Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, in association with All Star Boxing, are proud to present 10 rounds for the IBF North American Junior Welterweight Championship. And now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 20 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Caguas, Puerto Rico. Here is Yomar, the Magic Alamo. Alamo. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, a perfect one. 14 fights, 14 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the beautiful borough of Brooklyn, New York. Here is the 2016 Olympian, Richardson Hitchens. Hitchens. And out of the scale, Yomar, the Magic Alamo. $138.5 for Yomar Alamo. And out of the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Olympian Richardson Hitchens. 140, bang on. The junior welterweight limit of 140 pounds, bang on for Richardson Hitchens. Hitchens v. Alamo, 10 rounds for the IBF North American Junior Welterweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing in association with All-Star Boxing, live on DAZN from Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, Richardson Hitchens turning, missing the handshake. Whether or not that was intentional, only he knows. Yomar Alamo at 21-1, coming off his first pro defeat, but this is the anticipated debut on Matchroom Boxing for Richardson Hitchens, the Haitian Olympian in the 2016 Olympics. Ask Khalil Ko what Hitchens is like behind the scenes. They both trained and sparred together in the past, and Ko says Hitchens is the goofy one who works hard, makes it fun for everyone around him. He's talking everyone up, bringing the energy, keeping it loose as they work out hard. We are ready to go for the main event weigh-in. Back down to the stage with Diamante for Montana Love and Stevie Spark.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, from Cleveland, Ohio, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everyone here to the official weigh-in for a big night of fights taking place on Saturday night. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. And now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 15 victories, 2 defeats. He has 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBC and IBF Australasian Super Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia. Please welcome Stevie, the Viking Spark. Spark. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 18 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, and 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former IBF North American Super Lightweight Champion, fighting out of and proudly representing his home of Cleveland, Ohio. Please welcome Montana, Too Pretty Love. Love.
And now to the scale, the Viking, Stevie Spark. $140, bang on, the super lightweight limit. 140 pounds, bang on for Stevie Spark. 140 pounds. And now to the scale, the undefeated Too Pretty, Montana Love. Also 140 pounds, the super weight limit, also 140, bang on for the undefeated Montana Love. Montana Love, Stevie Spark, 12 rounds for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship, Matchroom Boxing, live on the Zone from Cleveland, Ohio.